Hey guys, welcome back to my garden. Let's get this fall bed ready for some seeds. I'm moving my okra around, and first we're going to pull up some weeds right here in front of it that my yard man hadn't been able to get to. Excuse my butt all in your face, my bad. Alright, so it's just a bunch of grass and weeds right around here that I'm pulling up. So in this bed, we're gonna get it together, put some compost and some new soil in there to bring the soil level back up. If you remember previously, I had pear tomatoes in here, and then my butterfly pea took over once I took out the pear tomatoes and the zucchini that was in here once before. I'm pulling out some of the roots that were left in here. I found 2 baby tomato plants that I ended up putting in my other bed. That's what I'm doing on the side right here. It's a San Manzaro tomatoes, and I decided to go and pull those up and see if they would grow in the other bed. So far they're looking pretty good, so hopefully I can get some tomatoes out of that. Anyways, just pulling out the weeds and any little things that I saw that didn't belong. I got this tool for $10 at Dollar General, and I call it my little twisty thing. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it helps me loosen up the soil, get some air in it, because this soil had been packed down for a while. And up under this soil is still a few sticks and shredded paper and cardboard. It's breaking down though, so that's what's up underneath this. Alright, let's get some water. So I'm trying to wet this soil down because it was pretty dry up underneath, so I want this to be nice and saturated before I put my seeds in and my compost, just to wake it up and wake up the nutrients, wake up to something. Yeah, that didn't work so good. Girl, what is you doing? Trying to get some of that moisture down to the bottom. Cause y'all, even when it rains, it doesn't always soak all the way through. So it's up to you to make sure that that bottom part gets some water. And especially if you're doing root vegetables, you want it to get down in the roots and get, moisture. So let's get this bag of compost. Now, I usually use Black Cow. I bought this bag because it was torn, and I thought they were going to give me a discount Lowe's, but they did not. And I bought it anyway. It was like $2. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, I like the Black Cow better. I don't know. I have a thing about the soil being moist, and this one was very dry. And the Black Cow is usually more wet, and I know that's gross because it's Black Cow manure, but like, I don't know, it feels better to me when it's a little moist inside the bag. And this bag was dry, and you'll see the soil that I bought as well. I won't be buying it again. It was cheaper, but cheaper is not always better, y'all. I've been using what is that stuff called? Miracle-Gro for the longest, for pretty much the whole time I've been gardening, and it served me well. But this particular bag, which you'll see, for 2 cubits, it was like under $9. So I was like, well, I'll get it. And I thought I thought they were going to discount it because the bag was ripped open, but they did not because the lady at Lowe's was being a hater. Anywhoots, so we're going to wet that compost layer up and get it in there. Also, to me, I don't know, I'm a new gardener. To me, this kind of helps the soil settle down in there a little bit too. And there goes the hose again. Lord have mercy. It was water in the other bed, so that's fine. Welcome to Slay Timber, by the way. I appreciate you guys rocking with me for these 30 days of videos. We've definitely been doing a lot of gardening, a few mukbangs here and there, but yeah, I appreciate your support, and shout out to all the people who provided the seeds that are about to go in here. I can't call names right now because my brain is not braining anyways, but thank you to the garden community for all the seeds and all the help you guys have given me over this last year and some change of me gardening. I was out there listening to music and trying to get the phone back in my pocket. Lord have mercy. Anyways, alrighty, let's do a little shifty-dee-doo-dah. Put y'all on the other side. And let's put some more soil in this thing. I have not added soil to this bed since the top of the year, so the soil level definitely had gone down big time. And like I said, I had grown a very large amount of zucchini here, and the butterfly peas, and my voluntary lantana and basil here. So this bed has been good to me. Now I don't know, I still don't remember the name of this soil, but I don't like it. It's dry. You see how dry it came out the bag. I don't like that. I like my thing lighter. It had a lot of sticks too, and I was like, okay. Now here I'm seasoning my soil. I always say I'm seasoning my soil. This is blood meal, bone meal, worm castings, and tomato fertilizer. I'm stirring it in, stir it up, and then we're gonna water that in. And then I let it sit for a day or two before I put seeds in it. So the next part you're gonna see is me coming back to it on another day. But we gotta water that in real good. And I believe it rained too, so that kind of helped get it in there real good. Alright, let's drop some seeds now. So as you can see, the bed is nice and ready to go, but I'm gonna rake it around a little bit because the soil wasn't super even. Those dents and stuff was from the water hose, not from any animal or anything like that. So we're just gonna stir it up again. And also I was trying to see how moist it was. It was not moist, so we're gonna add some water. A lot of the seeds that I dropped today was tiny, and they don't need to be like buried. so you can kind of sprinkle them on top of the soil. So if you have your soil already wet, it kind of gives it that soil contact that you want. Based off what I've learned from the garden community. So some of the seeds you can kind of lightly cover it up, but most of the seeds that I planted today were super tiny seeds that didn't need a lot of soil on top of them. It takes them longer to germinate when you bury them too deep because the sun has to get to it. So that's what I learned from the garden community. Y'all, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Make sure that you guys know your grow zone. My grow zone is 10A. I am in Florida. For those that didn't know, I am in Florida. My grow season is pretty much year round. We don't get like a real frost or anything like that. So a lot of the things I can do down here, not everybody can do. So I am attempting to put these greens out now. I probably could have waited a little later in the season to do this, but I want some greens by Thanksgiving, so I decided to go ahead and plant my greens. I have some greens already planted, but I want an abundance of greens, so I am definitely putting out as many green seeds and cabbage seeds and Brussels sprout seeds and whatever seeds out that I can, so that I can get a lot of vegetables throughout the winter, the quote unquote winter, the Florida winter. So we're definitely looking forward to having that going forward. I definitely got to do a full garden tour because the stuff I planted out front is germinating and I see a lot of food growing, so I'm very excited, y'all. We'll do a full garden tour before the end of September. And if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Official Jamia. Yep, that's how you say it, Jamia. Alright, so in this bed, I decided to put some Brussels sprouts. That's the first seed we're going to drop. Some Brussels sprouts. They wouldn't focus. Whatever. Now, I got some Brussels sprouts planted earlier, I want to say February, but it got hot too fast and I did not have them in a cool spot, so they got overwhelmed and they didn't make it. So we're going to try again. Now, I was trying to do the cute aesthetic thing and try to, make a little line and whatnot. Child, that was not doing nothing. Okay, anyways. Just ghetto. Now the seeds are super tiny, y'all. I can't tell you how these tiny little seeds produce such big vegetables, but they do. And I don't argue with progress. See how tiny those seeds are? So literally I'm just sprinkling seeds along here. Some may germinate, some may not. They might all germinate. And shout out to CC. She had used some not Q-tips, Jesus, clothespins to identify some of her stuff, and I had a bag of clothespins and I was like, that's so smart. So that's what we're marking this with. This next one is a lettuce I had never seen before. It's called bronze something leaf lettuce. Hey, we just gonna give it a try. It's supposed to be like a little tangier, kind of not spicy, but probably spicy knowing my life. Lettuce, and those seeds are also tiny. So we're gonna sprinkle some of those on as well. I had way too many in my hand, so I put some back. We're planting 2 kinds of lettuce in this bed today because why the freak not? I have 4 tomatoes out there right now. So why not have 2 different lettuces? This is lettuces. Y'all ignore me. I'm tired. Oh my goodness. If you're a gardener or new to gardening, let me know in the comments what you guys are growing in your fall garden. Or if you're gonna try to garden. This is our second summer, but our first full year of doing this garden thing. And I think I may be just slightly addicted, just ever so slightly addicted to this. Yeah, put the name on it. At first I was like, oh, I'm gonna write it later. Child, write it now before you forget. Just a mess. Anyways. Alright, this lettuce that I'm about to show you guys, it kind of looks like romaine lettuce, but it's called Paris Island something lettuce. And I think I grew this earlier this year, and it was delicious. The seeds are tiny as usual. And a little bit goes a long way. Sometimes when you put a lot of seeds, you have to thin them out and like take out a few of them so you don't overcrowd your stuff. So if it does all germinate, then I will thin it out and move some plants somewhere else, or just thin them out altogether. Now this one I just lightly covered the seed because it was slightly bigger than the others, but yeah. And also we're gonna put some greens in this bed as well. Which the writing on the package was small, so I don't think I showed it in the camera. But I did 2 rows of those greens. Being in the garden is so relaxing, y'all. I really do enjoy it so very much. It's so peaceful. I was out there singing my gospel songs, and hopefully I muted all the gospel songs because y'all don't want y'all ears to bleed from hearing me sing. But yeah, it's so peaceful. The birds were out and everything, and it's such a relaxing hobby to have. So if you're looking for something that's just lets you touch dirt and be one with the earth, yeah, start your garden. Get you a garden bed, get you a garden bag, get you a pot, get some soil, touch the dirt. Listen, if I wasn't worried about stepping in TJ's bathroom, I would be out there barefoot, I swear. But I also like my feet, so let's not do that. Alright, we're just gonna lightly water those seeds. You don't want to do too much after putting those small seeds in, because you can make them float around and end up running into each other. Alright, So I had these two bags. These were the marigold bags and the corn bags. And so the bottom of this bag has a lot of like twigs and roots and old stuff in there. So I'm just going to add some soil to the top of it. And again, you see how dry the soil is. And it's not the best. It's not the best quality. I hope my seeds actually germinate in this mess, cause I don't know. I just was not impressed with this soil. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all like y'all soil, cause I don't know. This one, I don't know. It just came out the bag dry, and that was weird to me. And maybe it was moist and it got overheated in the sun. I don't know. Anyway, let's put some worm castings, some blood meal, some bone meal, and some tomato fertilizer in here to get this soil conditioned for whatever seeds I'm about to drop. And fun fact, I'm going to show you guys 2 bags, but I actually did 3 because I accidentally spilled my Florida collard seeds in this little box that I had. So I decided to go ahead and make a 3rd bag of greens because, yeah, I didn't want to lose those seeds. And I believe CC or I forgot who, Ruth Kelly, I think one of them sent me the seeds. Anyway, I didn't want to waste the seeds, so I decided to do a 3rd bag that I didn't film. I had already turned the camera off, so here we are wetting this. Now with the fabric bags, you're responsible for the moisture, you're responsible for the nutrients. Now you will see the water will start to come out the bottom as I'm watering. So just keep in mind when you use your garden bags like this, it's up to you to keep it fertilized and keep it watered real good, because it does seep out the bottom of the bag and sometimes the sides of the bag. Alright, so it's your responsibility to keep it all together. Alright, so we got this all watered in. Let's drop some seeds. Let me see. I think that I put the seeds that I put in here. Girl, I think I put the purple bell pepper seeds in. Nope, that's the green seeds. That is the Florida broadleaf seeds that I'm sprinkling all over the place. I'm definitely probably gonna have to thin this out because I got a feeling they're all gonna germinate, and I'm gonna have a bag of crazy going on. I waited a little bit so they can get soil contact, and of course my family is making all kinds of noise in the background. Awesome. Alright, let's do this second bag. This is real life, y'all. I didn't close the door, and that's my fault. Anyways, so we're putting some soil in here. I don't like this soil. I've said it several times in this video. It's trash. I'm praying that it grows me some food, but I just don't like how it feels. I won't buy it again. You get what you pay for, that's for sure. Could I have gotten a cup or something to pull this out? Yup. But did I? I was just trying to get out about this heat. I was sat in the shade, but yeah, it was hot already, and this was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was spicy hot out there. And you're gonna see later, I put the umbrella up to shade the 2 beds out there to let my greens have a chance of growing without getting burnt up. Alright, let's season this soil. Bone meal, blood meal, worm castings, tomato and vegetable fertilizer. Get that all in there. Give this soil some nutrients because I swear it's lacking it, even though it says it has nutrients in it. And there's some weird colored balls in there that I was like, are those just plastic balls? What the heck is that? Now, I have a dog who loves the smell of the blood meal and will dig in my bags because he smells the blood. And yeah, we've had to get him out of a couple of bags and stuff trying to eat the stuff. Alright, I'm folding this back a little because I don't want to have to fill this bag up to the top and waste soil. So we're just gonna fold that back. And in this bag, I'm putting some purple sweet peppers, sweet bell peppers. That is not the name of them. And I can't think of the name of it right now, but they're purple bell peppers. I have not had success with peppers as of yet. So hopefully these will do well. I put them on the west side of the house after the video was over. So hopefully it's in a spot where it gets enough sun but not overly hot. Watering it in, waiting for the water to start coming out the bottom so it's showing me that it is going through there. Put the clip on there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow all of the participants in Slay Timber. I'm sure they will appreciate it very, very much. Now these are very precious. So the purple bell pepper seeds, I didn't go crazy. I just put like 5 in here. And I did them around and one in the middle. And just lightly covered them with soil. And hopefully one or all of these will germinate. It would be great if all of them would germinate. I'm just saying. Alrighty. And like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow everybody. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video with a full garden tour. Bye guys. See you next time. Bye.